Peace.
Peace.
This is Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD. You're just now entering the cipher called Real2reel360. K-Wise.
Peace, God.
Bring that beat in, kid.
Indeed.
Peace.
Yeah. What's going on, party people? Welcome to the Real2reel360 show. Let's get it in.
We do the knowledge and wisdom so you can understand. Real360 shows in full command. We changing the game for how it all was taught. From bondage to freedom to an independent thought. Yo, the show is here to bring about a change for real. To lighten everyone so we all know the deal. 360 degrees is a fact. We created the show to give our love back to our communities so we can know what's going on and give them the support from knowledge to born. So if you're ready to learn, then it's time to go. Sit back and relax and enjoy your show. Peace.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Sure enough.
But who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
Who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
I can't hear you.
Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down?
Peace to all our followers, likers, and subscribers. Thank y'all for tuning in with Real2reel360. Today is going to be a very informative interview. This young lady right here is amazing. She wears so many hats that you have to definitely sit back and take notes and pull out your pen and paper. She's an actress. She's a producer. She's a director. She is also an artist development manager and also a fellow rock the block DJ. This right here for this young lady, man, is so amazing. You know what I'm saying? But right now, let me bring my brother in because he came in and right before I bring her on, because like I said, this is definitely going to be definitely a informative interview.
Attention, this is an interruption. Stay tuned for a message from the God.
Number 5%, not a 10% amazing.
The real, yo.
I have more respect for a man who lets me know where he stands, even if he's wrong, than the one who comes up like an angel and is nothing but a devil.
The real, yo.
Number 5%, not a 10% amazing.
Peace. What's going on, big bro? Man, like I said, man, I'm ready to get this party started right here. So let's bring in Nikita Michelle. Let's get it going.
Absolute.
Hey, everybody.
How you
Love the introduction, by the way. Thank you. You lost a couple of hats, but we're going to let that slide, though.
Hey, you got a whole bunch of different hats. It's hard to keep up with the things that you honestly do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah.
When you think back on the stuff that you do, working with artists, getting in the movies, modeling and producing and all these different things, what was it about getting into entertainment business? Because you're in various different parts of it that was more attractive for you.
Actually, God, my entertainment journey started with the loss of my son. I lost a child in 2014 to a hot water drowning here in Milwaukee. He drowned at a hotel pool party, and a lot of people aren't aware of what hot water drowning is. And lawyers didn't know how to fight the case or whatever. So I wanted to stand in the gap, and I'm an amputee, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna be a one-arm model, and I'm gonna get a show called the One Arm Diva on TLC, and then everybody gonna know what happened to my son. It was a joke, but I said that joke to my best friend and at the time, and she was like, well, do it then. So when that dare got in the mix, I had to do it. So I got booked for my first fashion show. And then somebody saw me on the runway at a fashion show and booked me for my first movie. And then I booked 3 plays, and now I'm 13 movies in, and I'm getting ready to shoot my 14th movie. And I work on the scenes and behind the scenes. So it's like it had to be divinely driven. And same thing with the music business. I kind of like just started helping a friend out with certain stuff, saw potential, gave me a job, and here I am. But everything I can honestly say was God. It was confidence. It was God because He gave me so many gifts that I wear so many hats. Like you hire, like for instance, the next project, wardrobe and production assistants. But within that, you get an assistant director or co-director. You get a producer. Like you may hire me for one thing, but I know so much to where you get knowledge of all of that in one person versus hiring 10 people to do what one person is doing. So it's
Now
God.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Like
Mhm,
me and you had a conversation last night about
mhm,
being getting into acting, and you was
mhm.
explaining to me how you don't even go to casting calls anymore. You don't even audition anymore.
Right. Not
You know what
anymore.
I mean?
Mm-mm.
And
Because my
how did
work speaks for itself.
mm, okay. Now, how did that come about? Whereas, you know what I'm saying, having that type of confidence to say, you know what, I'm just going to let them, you know what I'm saying, choose me because that's what they're going to do.
Well, in the beginning, like I said, my first movie was by accident.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the runway. Somebody saw me model, and they thought that I would be good for their movie. So they was like, "Come do this movie with me," and I'm like, "Okay." So I did that. Now for the plays, I did audition for the 3 plays, but once I put myself out there, people started to notice me. And I'm a networker. Like I know a lot of people, and I know if there's something that I want to know, I'm going to follow that person. I'm going to interact with that person. I'm going to engage with that person. I'm going to build a relationship with that person. And because of my relationship with certain people, I got called for certain movies. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my breakout movie, which was Unfair Exchange 2022. That was my third movie. And that movie, since then, I've been booked. That was 2022. When I did that movie, I had 3 plays and 3 movies. And like I said, I have 13 movies complete, and I'm getting ready to do number 14 next week. And not only that, I'm a producer and director. Like I never thought that. So my relationship with people is what got me in the door, and the way I work when I'm on the set kept me in the door. Because everything I'm doing is by accident. I didn't set out to be a producer, but I was working on a movie with no budget. They needed certain resources. I was able to put them together, and that's how I got my producer credit. Because I was doing the work of a producer, not knowing I was doing the work of a producer. And as I was doing the work for the producer, the director was training me how to direct a movie on my own. So then I went out and did that on my own. So
So
it all just fell in my lap.
you never really had any like formal educational training, like or anything else, and you just was hands on with everything.
Hands on with everything. The music business, everything now. The Southern Soul artists that I manage are not my first artists. I did it here in Milwaukee. As a model, I ran into a lot of different people because it's the same circle or whatever, and certain people needed certain stuff. So back in 2017, I had a whole team of artists that were behind me. So even though I'm doing it on a more national level now, I started out locally some years ago, and that knowledge never left me. So I'm not doing it from a lack of knowledge. I'm doing it from a place of knowledge. Same thing with my graphic designs. Like I make all my little minis as I call them. And I mean, it's just a hobby for me. When I can't sleep at night, I'm making graphics or doing something or reading something. I'm just a person who likes to learn. Not only am I doing all of this, but I'm also still licensed to teach, and I still have my chef license because anything they told me I couldn't do, I did it twice.
Wow, wow.
Hmm.
So you're a chef,
Hmm.
gourmet chef, gourmet cook. Because if so, I'm sending about. Okay, you want to plate? All right,
Say what?
I'm sending 3 plates. Okay, getting one. I'm getting two.
Okay, what you
Oh,
want me to cook? Because I can pretty much cook anything. And a lot of people, like I noticed when I was in cook, because I actually went to school for cooking. Like I do have a degree in cooking. I have my pro style certification. I can run your restaurant. I know how to cost everything out, all the lingo and stuff that you need for that. Because I also have my restaurant manager's license, and I'm licensed to cook in 50 states. all I got to do is renew my serve safe every 4 years. And I keep it renewed because you never know when you need something to fall back on. My teaching license is still good. I renew my registry every year because if this don't work, I still got all that. So I always got a backup plan or exit strategy. Or if I get bored with this and decide I don't want to do it anymore, I still have that because people gonna eat and people gonna have babies. So I'm always be employed. So I do have those 2 degrees as well. So I'm not just in here entertaining stuff. So, this stuff actually, until recently, the movies were a hobby. It was something that I just did because people booked me to do it. It wasn't like I set out to be an actor. And I'm not one of those actors that have to be in the forefront. I'm going to play whatever position we need to get this movie done. I actually got 2 movies dropping this month. Actually, one will be dropping on Friday, Ocean View. So make sure y'all check it out. It's star studded. Like the people who I worked with got about 150 movies on Tubi. So make sure y'all check that out. And then I have Feel My Pain, which is my first supporting role. I play one of the girlfriends. And trust me, the faces I make and the things I say, y'all gotta watch that one. That one be out on June 27th. And I also produced that movie. And the other movie, Ocean View, I'm the assistant director on that movie as well.
Now,
So because of that, I'm the Uber driver, I'm the bartender, I'm a patron, I'm just whatever. And even with this movie that I'm doing, I'm not just booked as an actress, I'm booked behind the scenes as well. So I'm gonna be in 3 scenes that I know of so far, but y'all will see me. And y'all get to see a different side of me. Cause yeah, it's gonna be funny. Y'all gonna love it.
now, how does like the acting and
Hmm.
the artist management, how does that, how do you balance those two different worlds and then still do
I
like your
intertwine them.
modeling? You intertwine them
Hmm.
with your
I
modeling and
intertwine them.
everything else?
Like the artist. Yes, with everything else, like the artist that I'm working on now, Country G, who was on the show yesterday. Thank you for that. That was an amazing interview, by the way. But he's actually in the next movie that I'm working on, and he has 2 song placements. Summertime Fine and Boots On have been picked up for the movie that I'm working on, and he will be performing Boots On in the movie as itself. So I intertwine them because that's more exposure for my artist music. That's more exposure for my artist, and that makes him easy to book.
Definitely, definitely. Now,
Hi.
that definitely is what you would call mailbox money, because what's that? That works with the sync and different things of that nature for artists.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't
Yep.
understand or realize that for the most part, when it comes down to it, you do all the business, you know what I'm saying, for the artist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I do. I do. The only thing I don't like as far as artist development is the bookings, because it depends on the artist. Depending on what artist you have and what they do and how they move, it's either easy or hard to book that artist. Luckily, the artist that I'm working with now is pretty much, y'all heard his music, so his music pretty much books him. So I don't have a problem with getting him booked for anything. I just send music and people call me back. But there has been times where I had to work a little bit harder and I didn't like that part. That was an Achilles heel for me. So I'm really proud that I'm able to overcome that and actually get these shows booked for my artists because that's how he eats.
Mm, mm. Now, with that, you know what I'm saying? Have you
Hmm.
ever thought about being like a booking agent, since you do movies and producing and directing?
I do all of that. I do that now. It's called a casting director on the movie side, by the way. But
Okay.
everything on the movie side of things, I do, except for I don't run the camera, but I can tell the cameraman what angles to get. I just don't hold it because sometimes they're heavy, sometimes they're on a track, but I don't run the camera equipment. I know a little bit about the lights and I'm learning about the soundboards and the boom and stuff like that. I have somebody that's teaching me that, but I'm not a sound person yet, but I am learning the ins and outs of everything because you never know when something may happen and I may need to step in and do something else other than what I'm hired to do on that set. So casting director. I do casting for movies. Location scout. I do that for movies. Another movie that I'm booked for that's shooting in September. I'm actually hired as the location director. So like I said, everything behind the scenes I do. The movie I'm working on, I'm currently wardrobe and an assistant. So yeah.
Now that's something that I was wondering, like, how did that work? Do you ever do voiceovers and things like that?
I have not yet, but I have, my little minis. Some of those I talk, and do voiceovers with them, but no, not really on a professional level. I haven't
Mhm.
really even thought about that on a professional level, but that's something to look into.
Yeah, because you're touching most of the bases, and when it comes down to acting and actressing and doing everything else, I was thinking that you might have tapped into voiceovers, because I noticed that the
I haven't.
anime, the AI thing is really heavy now, where you see it all
Yeah,
over the
but
place.
you see my page is full of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
my page
Yes.
is full of them. I have dancing AIs of me. I have AIs running from planes of me. Like if you look at my page, it's just, and that's just a hobby. It's something that I'm good at. I look at my old AI work from when it first started versus now. I can actually make them look like me, so I'm really proud of that. So yeah, everything is AI now.
Yeah, everything is AI. So I figured, I said, well, she might be trying to touch bases with that. You know what I'm saying? Get that together, and be.
Well, if you, you know, I just thought about it. I am booked for some voiceover work with someone that I'm working with. Uncle Funk and Cotton Candy, they have a series. So I know you watch my stuff sometimes, and you're right. I do so much I forget sometimes, but we actually did talk about it today. I will be introduced as a character on the Uncle Funk and Cotton Candy show, the Jute Joint. Yes, I will. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're right.
Yes, I know, because I'm booked for that anime as well.
Yeah.
So we'll be working together on
You
that.
know I'm not lying then. But yeah, I am actually booked for that. We talked
Mhm,
about my character development actually today. We had touched on it earlier today, and I can't
mhm.
really, due to non-disclosures and stuff like that, I can't really tell you
Right,
what my character is gonna be, but you guys are
right.
gonna love it.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a beautiful situation, and introducing Southern Soul to the anime world. It's going to be
Hmm.
definitely amazing. We're going to have a great time, and hope, saying, I know y'all are going to enjoy it. But can you tell me about the first time you're acting, like the very first movie? How did you feel? Was you nervous um, about doing
Whew.
the acting? And was you nervous about, I'm saying, how people was going to receive you as an actress?
Well, my first time acting was a little different. It was an animation movie called The Reckoning Tonight There Die. It's like a it wasn't animation, it was like a comic book film, I would say. So it wasn't the typical movie that you would expect to see me in. It was shot in Illinois, and I was in, and I just did background work. I did the funeral scene, I did the bar scene, and then I did another scene. I don't remember what the other scene was, but I'm in three scenes of that movie. And it was like different. The people who booked me, like I said, I knew them because they booked me from the runway. They saw me on the runway, liked what I thought, and thought I would be good for that movie. So shout out to Travis Legs out of Illinois. It was a different experience. It wasn't like what I do now.
Mhm,
But it opened the door because acting was, I mean, I joked about it, but
mhm,
okay, I'm a model. All I do is sit here, wear these clothes, and walk a certain way. So that was easy. So I didn't expect for my modeling to transition into what it is now. But like I said, before I had three movies, I had three stage plays, and
mhm.
stage plays are different than movies. So I think that starting in stage and theater made me a better actress, and it made me a better, like I can remember my lines and get into character better, because when you do stage, you don't get a cut. Once they
Mhm.
yell action, it's action until that scene is over. So because of that, acting is easier for me because I was trained to know my lines.
Right, right. Now, the whole the whole acting part, right?
Hmm.
and the whole modeling part. Because see, we're like you said, there's a difference between the plays and the movies. How did
Hmm.
you get involved with the plays?
The plays, I actually went to a cast. That's the only thing I think I went to casting calls for my plays. When did the casting call for my plays or whatever, I got booked in my very first play with you guys. I gotta laugh. I don't know if you guys watch The Shy. But my very and there's a lady called Star Red who's really doing numbers right now. She just dropped a song with Sir Charles Jones. Shout out to her. My very first play was called I Want a Father for Christmas. It was in 2016, and Star Red. She has a lick back song with Sir Charles that just came out. Trucker just broke it a couple of weeks ago, and it's doing amazing. Her and Jacob Lattimore was in the very first play that I did. That was before he was booked for The Shy, of course, because that was 2016. But I played a soldier because I'm an amputee. A lot of people don't know that, but I played a soldier in the play who was wounded, and my commander died trying to save my life, and I ended up losing my arm in the play. That was the another place. Hmm. And
Now,
then hmm?
no, go ahead, 'cause
Oh,
I
and
wanted
then
to
my
ask
second
you.
play was a play called Butterfly Confessions. Happy anniversary, because today is actually the 8th anniversary of the Butterfly Confession play. And I was a butterfly, which was one of the stars of the play. So I was in almost every scene of that play. And because I was in almost every scene of that play and I had to have a monologue remembered for that play and be in a different mode for that every part of that, it made me a better actress as well. And that book is made by an author by the name of Yetta Young, and it's actually I don't know if you guys know about the book called the Vagina Monologue, but it's actually the black girl version of the Vagina Monologue. So
Okay.
that was number two. And then number three, my play was called I Used to Love Him by Lynetta Davis. I
Mhm.
played Vivian, who was a woman who was so in love with this man and found out he was cheating when she went to go check up on him. Little bougie broad. So I got to be a bougie chick. So that was really cool. And then from that I got it here.
Now, I'm kind of like every time you turn around, why has always got to be the man got to be cheating on in the movie? Why it got to be the man cheat?
Cheat too? Well,
Huh?
he wasn't. He just had a double life. Like I was the fiance, and then I found out he had a girlfriend that was a musician. That he was. I'm thinking he running a business, and he out there with this other chick. So when I found out, I didn't confront the girl like typical. I kept it classy. I gave him his ring back and dipped on him. I got to dump him in the place, so that was real fun. I'm just saying. I
I'm
didn't get
just
ghetto. I stayed in character.
I would hope I would I would hope you stay the character, but I'm just saying, like majority of these moves, like the man has always got to be cheating. He probably was taking care of business. He probably
Women
was.
cheat too.
Oh, they definitely now those the number one cheaters. Those the number one cheaters. But they don't know. They
I
hardly
don't
make a
agree with
film
that
on.
now.
They hardly make a film on that. They hardly make up. What you say, Kay?
About as far as women being more, they're more cunning when it comes to cheating than most men. They are cunning. They are cunning.
Well, I have a cold movie concept that we'll talk about off camera because I don't want nobody to steal my ideal about somebody that I know that did it real smooth and did it in the open with a husband and a boyfriend. So,
Film
and
man, film
everybody
man.
knew they knew about each other. So, hey, like I
Hey,
said, women probably do cheat better. Honestly, I think we do cheat better than you guys because we're not gonna leave no numbers in our pants. We're not gonna leave no messages in our phone. He not gonna even call our house. He gonna know where to be at every week. At the same place, same time, no call needed. I'm just saying, we probably do cheat better.
oh, so y'all make appointments. So go ahead and tell on
If
yourself.
you
You
wanna
make
call
appointments.
it, if that's what you wanna call it.
You make appointments. No, but I've watched. I've like two or three of your movies, and one of them you was a judge. What's the name of that movie that you was a judge in?
What that? No, I wasn't the judge. I was in the courtroom.
Yeah, you was in the courtroom, and
Yeah, I was in
I
the courtroom. I was,
I, I always wondered, um, being an amputee, does that hinder some roles, or do that, you know what I'm saying, give you a better opportunity in other roles?
Um, because of who I am and my attitude, it doesn't stop me from doing anything. But someone else in my position may have to be limited to like a patient or something because of that. But and I mean I could get a fake arm, but at the end of the day, I inspire more people by not wearing a fake arm.
Okay.
But
Okay.
most of my scenes have been regular scenes, like if I'm a courtroom spectator. One movie, unfortunately, I was a lawyer slash someone's mom, and I had a background in thug stuff. So they don't typecast me to the point to where I just have to play that type of role of somebody with a disability. They just put me in regular old roles. Like one movie I was a bartender. Like I said, another movie I was an Uber driver, bartender, patron. Another movie I go to jail with Crystal Nadal and All About a Check because we were running well, we wasn't, but they were running some illegal stuff in the background. And then I did the part two of that. I'm in the pharmacy of part two of that movie. That's my first sequel that I'm in both parts of. So shout out to Swish Flown for booking me for All About a Check part one and two. So I really appreciate him for that. And then I'm a spectator in a gym in one scene. So they haven't really typecast me to the point to where I can't do what regular people do. They just put me in regular roles. Like in
Yeah.
this one, the movie that I'm geared to play, I get
Mhm.
to play something really cool. I'm looking forward to this one part. So I can't tell y'all what it is, non-disclosure, but y'all get to see me in three different aspects. You won't see my face in the part that's really fun, but you will know that it's me. I got tattoos, so yeah.
Um, um,
This is amazing.
Now,
Hmm.
when you book your roles, do you know what I'm saying? How do you pick and choose what roles that you want to portray? What is like your mindset of the different scripts that you receive and what you want to do and what you don't?
Well, most of the roles that I have now, because I said I have relationships with these people, they actually give me the script and they be like, well, this role is open. Who do you want
Mhm.
to be? And I pick who I want to be. And right now I'm trying to pick people that I haven't been in movies. I want to do something different in every movie. And I don't want to be, like you said, typecast. So in this movie, I played three different roles. That's the one that's coming up. I played three different roles and all three of them are different. Like they're not the same. So, I've never been this in a movie, so I want to be this now. It's where I am with that. But any I'm one of those people that even though I have my producer credit, even though I have my director credit, even though I know what I bring to the table, if you
Mhm.
call me and tell me, "Hey, Keita, somebody backed out. I need you to be in the background," I'm gonna do that. If you say, "Hey, Keita, I need you to be in the front," and I can learn the lines, I'm gonna do that. So no part is too big or too small because guess what? They all go on my IMBD, and the more work I have on my IMBD, the more bookable I am.
Yep.
Definitely. Now, Kay, we got a clip or two of Nikita in some of her roles. Let's get into some of these.
All right, we got this one here.
What happened to the sound?
With it. No soundbite
Well,
with it.
huh? Oh, okay.
No soundbite with
It
it.
might have been muted when I did the video. Cause I did do like a long video, so I might have muted the sound on certain scenes. But
Mhm.
with that was 53206. As you can see, I was two different people in that movie. Because if you look at it, I was at the swing with kids in the last part, and then I was at the barbecue in the other part. And I was
Yeah, I saw the
actually in
big
three
tall
scenes in
red
that movie
cup.
too.
I want to know where
Yeah,
you got that tall red cup from because I can't never find a tall red cup. I'll be, but
Wisconsin. But we were in the barbecue scene. It was a movie about the violence in that particular zip code here in Milwaukee. So that
Mhm.
movie is actually an award-winning movie.
Okay,
I
do
can't
we
believe
have
I
any
sent
more
you the
clips?
ones without the sound.
No.
Huh?
That's the only one with the without
Well, that's,
the
hmm
only clip. Okay.
That's the
Okay.
only one without the sound?
Yeah, that's the
No,
only
no,
one.
you sent.
I sent 3.
Let me double check because only
Mm,
one came through. Hold on.
let's see. Let's see something.
All right.
Yeah, if not, then
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
resend them.
But with that,
Hmm.
like people always talk about having professional training and being able to uh, play different roles. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
How did you get into, you know what I'm saying, being able to play different roles without having that professional education?
Well, I honestly did go when I first started and started getting booked. I did go to a place called John Casablanca's. It's a modeling agent slash acting school here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which was a waste of my money. So some people may need professional training, but for
Hmm.
me, all of the stuff that was promised wasn't given. So, I mean, it was kind of a waste of money. So, I do have a certificate stating that I'm professionally trained, but I have not used what they trained me to do, not one time. Um, it was the school was more geared toward a different race than our race. So, it didn't train me for the type of movies that I would be booking. It trained me for like some fabric softener commercial or something where you have to eat broccoli. So it didn't train me for what I need. So, me,
Hmm.
I become the character.
Hmm.
Like I said, I study, I learn. So when I got into acting on a regular level, I looked at Denzel Washington. How do you do this and be all these characters? And he always said he had to become that person.
Mm.
So when I have a role, I have to become that person. So I may not be Nikita Michelle that day. I may be whoever that character is because it's going to be more authentic if I'm
Hmm.
in character versus if I just show up as me. Because I may not be nothing like the person I'm playing in the movie. And if I show up as me, it's not going to portray good.
Definitely. Now,
We got them lined up.
we got them lined up. Let's get
Yeah.
these clips. Let's see if
Okay, I
these.
hope they got some sound in them.
Me too. Let's go. Okay. That was
That
a
was
quick clip.
that was a quick clip.
That was,
Yeah, that was.
yeah, it was.
Go to the next
Like
one,
I said,
Kay.
it took the, I'm sorry, y'all.
And this one is shorter than that one.
You got the game all the way fucked up, struggling.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
Hmm.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
Hmm.
Uh oh.
Hmm.
Uh
That's
oh.
Tracy. That's Tracy. That's Tracy. Mm,
Uh oh.
that's
Uh oh.
Tracy. And
We
and
all
that's
know
the
that
movie that
character.
comes out of 27. Huh?
Hey, we all know that character in real time, right there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows somebody who like that in real time.
Yeah,
So,
Tracy is something else. She's a character that I have fun with because she's on like 1 minute she's like biting her lip and then the next minute she just just doing all this stuff for this man. Then the next minute she's doing that. So I think Tracy is gonna be that movie that I'm most remembered for because of the highs and lows and middle that she range. She has a lot of range in her, and
Is she bipolar?
even here in Milwaukee, huh?
Is she
No,
bipolar?
she's not really no, she's not bipolar. She's a manipulator, I would say. She's one of those women that control men with money, and we have a lot of those out here. So she's one of them, and when she don't get her way, you get that basically.
definitely. Now, when you transition, and I want to shout out, you know what I'm saying, Rock the Block DJs. A lot of them are my brothers. You know what I'm saying? DJ Big Boy
Mm,
John, DJ
Yeah.
Dre, DJ Cuddy Cut, Ike Blocker. Those are some of my brothers, man. I got love for them. You know what I'm saying? Rock the Block DJs. How was
RDB, stand up.
how was that initially like presented to you?
Like I said, it fell in my lap. I was a supporter. And then me and Ike had did a fashion. We had did something together, but Ike had did a fashion, not a fashion show, a concert with me, a Southern Soul concert here in Milwaukee, because he's located in Milwaukee as well.
Yes.
And right before that he told everybody what we were doing as far as the show and what I brought to the table. And the next thing I know, I was being added to a group. And then I got my badge, and I've been with Rock the Block ever since 2023. So it kind of like fell in my lap as a supporter and everything that I did for like sharing everybody's lives and stuff like that. And when they added me to Rock the Block DJs, they didn't know that I was actually a DJ. Like I used to have DJ equipment and everything. So my name for DJ is DJ Rain, but I know how to DJ, I know how to work the boards, all of that stuff. But they thought that I was just going to be one of the females on the team to do the female side of things, but I can actually DJ too. I just don't because I do so many other things. But every now and then you will see me like make my little minis DJ or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, shout out to RDB, man. Much love to those brothers over there, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. DJ Dre is one of
Yes.
the top DJs that I know. You know what I'm saying? So much
That's
love
my
to
brother
him.
right there.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't go to
DJ
Atlanta
Dre,
without seeing him.
yo, he's a funny dude, man. I just all I gotta say,
Yes.
Dre. Me
I
and Dre
have
on
to
the
go see
phone,
him,
we
and since every
crying
time I go
laughing.
to Atlanta, I make it my business to stop and at least get my hug and my picture. Even if I don't stay long, I'm gonna let them see my face, and I'm gonna see their face.
Right.
Um, and I'm one of those DJs that actually go. Like when we have events, if I have enough notice, I go. I was with the
Mhm.
team in Michigan about a year ago. I was with them in Michigan. They had an event, and I was able to go because I was actually there for a movie premiere.
Mhm.
Oh, corruption. I was there for a movie career, and they were all in Michigan, so I was able to drive the hour to Flint from Detroit
Mhm.
and sit with the team. So it was really nice to be with my people in person.
Definitely, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to make sure that I touched on that. You know what I mean? Show my brothers some love, man, because they work hard at keeping the music going, doing the
They do.
mashups, breaking records, doing all the different things, man. Much love to them. Um, Also, too, what is where do Nikita Michelle want to take her acting and entertainment career to? What level?
Well, you can only. It's only. I have scripts that I've written. I got like four of them. So my next level will be the top dog on the food chain. I will still work for other people as well, but I also want to have my own works out there, my own movies that I create. So my next step is creating my own movies. That doesn't mean that I won't work for somebody else or I won't be in another person's movie, but I want to have my own entertainment company where I focus on my projects with my movies and my artists and all of that stuff. That way I can collaborate it all together and make it my own. It's one thing to work for people, but
Mhm.
it gets to the point to where you have to work for yourself too. So that's my
Most,
next goal, to do my own.
most definitely. Now, who were some of the people that you looked up to when it came down to acting, like that you admired the
Um,
most?
Well, my god brother, Charles Borges, shout out to Charles Borges. He's a writer.
Mhm.
Unfair Exchange is his movie. He told me, he's like, sis, when I do my movie, you in my movie or whatever. And when I did the movie, I didn't know that that movie was gonna take off the way it did. But he put me in a position to where I was with Erica Pickett and DH. And she kissed my book and called me beautiful in that scene. I wish I would have had time to send you the right clips.
Mhm.
So when she did that, it opened up all of this that I have now. So I will always look up to her. She will always be one of my favorite actresses because without her, I wouldn't be here. Um, Alfonso Settles is another one that I look up to. He's an independent actor. He has a movie called He Plays Me One and Two. He's actually a good friend of mine, and he inspires me to be a better actor because for the first year until he got some more subtle roles, our first year of friendship, his name was Ja because he killed that character. On a more broad level, Taraji P. Henson, of course, is one of my favorites.
Mhm.
Tyler Perry is okay, but I'm not really a big fan of his play work. I like more of his series work. Denzel Washington, Training Day. Well, I won't say all Denzel Washington. Training Day, Denzel Washington is one of my favorite actors. There's a difference. There's a difference. Now, come on now. And then Angela Bassett is another one because she has played so many empowering roles.
Oh
So if I
yes.
can get to that level, I would say I made it. Vivica
It's
Fox too. I can't forget Vivica because she killing it on the Lifetime scene. So yeah, Vivica Fox is another one.
definitely. Like Denzel said, you got two hands, two pockets. Stick your hands in your pocket. Come out here and pay this
Stick your
tab.
hands in your pocket. That part. So like
That
I
part.
said, you gotta have these people that you look up to because watching them makes you better. And you have to be willing to learn from them. Like a lot of people don't realize that I can't be you, you can't be me, but I can learn from you and you can learn from me. So I'd rather collaborate with you than be in competition with you.
Most definitely.
That's right. That's right.
But Nikita, we coming to the end of the show, and I want to
Mhm.
thank you so much for,
You're welcome.
giving us these tidbits, these jewels, and just opening the door a little bit so we can explore the day to day with Nikita Michelle. Um, how can
No
people
problem.
how can people follow you on social media? How can they find your movies? How can they contact you if they need artist development?
For the movie stuff or whatever, you can Google me. If you Google Nikita Michelle, all my movies, I have a Google Knowledge panel. So if you Google Nikita Michelle, all my social medias pop up, all my movies pop up, my IMDb, all of that stuff pops up. All you have to do is type in Nikita Michelle. It's gonna take you to my TikTok page. It's gonna take you to my Instagram. It's gonna take you to one of my four. I have four Facebook pages only because when my page is filled up, they didn't allow you to have followers. Back in the days, we couldn't have followers on Facebook. You could only have 5,000 friends. Once the 5,000 friends was filled, you couldn't add no more. So my
Right.
page is filled up before we can have followers. So now I have four pages because I don't want to delete one and lose the followers that's on that particular page. So everything is
Understand.
under Nikita Michelle. Um, Nikita Michelle DJ Rain on TikTok because I'm supposed to be doing most of my DJ stuff over there per big boy. I just haven't done it. And they can contact me. They can inbox me. They can email me, Nikita Michelle RS@gmail.com. Um, that's pretty much it. That's Nikita Michelle everything.
All
Google,
right.
I say Google, hashtag Google me, and you will have everything you need.
Definitely. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank those who are watching on Fleet TV, Fleet Nation in the building, Twitch, Twitter,
Shout out to Fleet DJs.
YouTube, Facebook, Third Coast Society TV, GC Radio, 82.3 PUS Soul. Thank you all so much for supporting. Lady Shay, thank you so much for supporting. You know what I mean? Always, always, always much love to all of y'all. Thank y'all so much. Big bro, you know what time it is.
Yes, true indeed. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Real 360 with our special guest, Miss Nikita Michelle, doing her thing. Ladies and gentlemen, please support. Lock and load, like, and share, and do everything you can to put these beautiful people doing the great things and great works out there. So let's go and support them. Miss Michelle, you have a home right here with Real 360. When we come back with all the goodness, come on and let's get it on and popping next time. All right.
Definitely.
And
I
make
got to
sure
make
they
a
watch the
quick
two
run.
movies I got dropping this month. Ocean View is dropping on Friday, and the following Friday we got Feel My Pain. So y'all get to see what Tracy's talking about when she say you struggling ass nigga.
Definitely. I got to run, but much love and
All right.
thank you so much, man. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
All right,
everybody.
bye-bye.
Y'all take care. We out of here like last year. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we starting to come to the end of the show. Right now, I want to take the time out and thank our guests for coming on. Also, too, I want to make sure that y'all listening and subscribing and tell a friend and keep sharing because we're going to keep bringing y'all the real content. You know what I mean? So, DJ KY, my brother, take us up out of here, son. Peace.
I want to give a big shout out to the nation of guards and nurses, to all the human families on the planet Earth. I say peace. But to our subscribers, those who continue to watch listen to the show each and every time we come on. I give a big shout out to love, peace, and happiness. To be the man, woman, and child of the you and I verse. It's time for us to disperse. We bring the best, not the worst. We thank you once again for tuning in to the Real 360. Bring a friend to hit that like and subscribe so we continue to grow to bring more knowledge and wisdom to you. Upon our show, you make it possible for us to do what we do. Now it's time I end it just the way I bring it.